All right, let's move to the next topic, Barrister. This one has to do with Tinubu again. Honestly, anytime I hear that name or I mention that name, I weep. I weep. I weep with a whole lot of disappointment and hopelessness. Honestly. Barrister, Tinubu forwarded a 6.2 trillion naira supplementary budget on the one that we already have about 28, almost 28 trillion naira budget. We have done nothing on that budget. Yet, Tinubu is sending another extra 6.2 trillion naira. Remember, I think probably this inclusive, what is included in this, I think the issue, this flight purchase is actually, this presidential flight purchase is included in it. Now, this flight purchase, which if to me was unnecessary and reckless, they bought it at $100 million and spent, and are going to be spending, and they are going to be spending $50 million to customize it. Or that means the total totals it to $150 million. For God's sake. If you add up that, if you multiply it by 1,550, let's see, 1,550, let's see how many billion, for God's sake, and what that could have done. 150 million times 1,550. Barrister, do you know, can you imagine what this 232 billion naira? My God, 232 billion naira. Do you know what that could have done? How many roads that could have constructed? New roads, not refurbishment, not rehabilitation. New roads, 230 something, 232.5 billion naira. Now they use it to purchase. We have a whole lot of on the presidential air fleet. We have so many aircraft here. I don't know why they couldn't have. I don't know what all they needed to do was the one they have. They said they are talking about safety issue, whatever. All they needed to do was to take care of the safety issue. We all know that you can turn in aircraft manufacturing. You can actually pull up new aircraft from an existing old aircraft. I don't know if you're aware of that, because all you need to do is change some things. What I expected when they mentioned the issue of safety matter, what I expected was take care of the safety issue. What is that? What was that thing? What is that thing causing safety issue or defect on the aircraft? All you needed to do is to take, instead of spending this kind of 200 and something billion, for God's sake, that is outrageous. All they needed to do, probably spend 1 billion naira, worst case scenario, to customize it, to bring it to at least take away that safety issue. Barrister, what is your thought on this?
Well, we talk about the first budget of 27.something trillion on this show. We analyzed the budget then. We talked about the first accounting, the first things that were made or put in the budget, the repetitive nature of some of the projects and expenditure profile that was put there. We exhaustively dealt with the first budget, and the Nigerian people, majority of them, understood the budget for what it was, a reckless and profligate budget. Now, understand that in the Nigerian sector or in the Nigerian system, people have come to understand the government to be a reckless spender. So everybody is buying in. When they realize that, oh, these people are spending recklessly, everybody wants a piece of the pie. So you see budgets, supplementary budget coming from many ministries and parastatals, because they realize that, oh, these people are not serious, they want to chop money, we as well can do it. So you now see an additional 6-point-something trillion as supplementary budget. We are now in July, meaning that we are almost done with first and second quarter of the year. So how do you bring a 6-point-something trillion supplementary budget by the end of the second quarter, when you have not given account of the first budget?
No, we are done with first and second quarter. We are in the third quarter.
Yes, that's what we are saying, virtually the same thing. How do you introduce a 6-point-something trillion naira supplementary budget in the third quarter or end of second quarter, where you have not given account of the 27-point-something trillion budget that you made in the first budgetary presentation to the House? Do Nigerians know whether that budget has been exhausted? Do Nigerians know the revenue profile of that first budget and the expenditure that followed it? We don't know. All we woke up to see is a supplementary budget taking care of the... by the way, I heard that the presidential aircraft has already been delivered.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes, I just read it, I think 2 days ago, that they have already taken possession of the aircraft. Now, you say that, I told you on this platform before that there were about 17 to 18 aircraft in the presidential fleet. Now, they claim that they are going to sell about 3 of the aircraft. As we speak, we don't know if they have been sold. We don't know how much they have been sold and to whom. So you see, everything is being done. There's no transparency at all in either the budgetary process or the implementation of the budget. We just woke up and see things and they fly. We woke up and hear this has been done and they fly. That is how the country is being governed. There's no information. Even as we speak, probably out of that 6-point-something trillion, I'm sure maybe they have already spent it. Maybe they have already taken possession of what they want to use and pay for, of which we Nigerians are not aware. There's no transparency in anything being done. So we see a financially reckless government that is insensitive to the excruciating suffering of Nigerians, suffering that has never happened in Nigeria before. I went to the market to buy this small paint brush, a paint bucket of pepper, and it was 8,000. Pepper, the small paint brush, for God's sake, that was not 1,000 before. Now they said it's 8,000 naira. I could not buy it. Do you know that Nigerians have resorted to trying to use watermelon to dry it and do it in place of tomato? Because tomato has, the price of tomato.
Are you serious?
I'm just telling you what is happening in Nigeria.
Watermelon in place of tomato?
Yes, they dry it and do somehow and use it to cook. This is because the price of tomato is prohibitive. It's prohibitive. If you want to make the price of tomato is prohibitive. So the government is so insensitive to the excruciating suffering Nigerians are going through. Yesterday or 2 days back, the members of the National Assembly came up that, oh, we are going to sacrifice 50% of our salary for 6 months.
For 6 months, that's crazy.
It's laughable. How much is their salary? Less than 1 million. That's not what Nigerians are quarreling about. What we're quarreling is the allowances they get, about 15 million per month.
Yeah.
That is where, if they're taking even 1.5 million, Nigerians will not even complain. We will not complain. But you are taking about 15 million per month. Why can't they cut that one away? Even remove it altogether.
Yes.
Now you go and take 800,000 that you say is your base salary and say, okay, I will forfeit 400,000. That's nonsense. That is an assault. That is an insult on our intelligence, on the intelligence of Nigerians. And these things happen because they take the people for granted. They know that when elections come, they will manipulate their way into the office. As long as they have the money and the power that be, they will manipulate their way into the power. So they don't take the feelings of Nigerians serious. That is why they are insensitive to what Nigerians are saying, to what Nigerians are going through. They are going ahead with any expenditure that pleases them. They bought cars of 160 million per person. They collect all manner of allowances. So it is a government of recklessness by people who are totally insensitive. So I see the budget in that light. You have budget of 7 million. You have now budget of 6-point-something million, making about 34 trillion. How has it impacted in the 7 months that we have implemented? How has it impacted Nigeria? And why are Nigerians going deeper and deeper into poverty?
Poverty.
In spite of this. Where then is the hope that this 6-point-something trillion will affect the quality of Nigeria's life? If 27.7 has not done so, how will 6-point-something do? This is all just in line with their reckless expenditure and selfishness.
This man, Tinubu, is just, as I said earlier, anytime I hear of his name or mention his name from my mouth, I feel disgust. That is what I feel. I feel disgust. Honestly, that man is just, he's just acting like an area boy, a gangster leader who doesn't listen to anyone other than himself and his praise singers. That is just it. You and I, you've established that fact that he's not actually here. He's not not ready to, not that he does not know what to do. He does not. Tinubu knows, we have established that. You've enumerated on that, you've detailed that he actually knows what to do. He knows what to do to make things right. But he's not doing it because that was not his intention for vying for presidency. His intention for vying for presidency was to amass power and wealth, more wealth to himself. Influence and affluence, opulence, everything. He just wanted that, not for patriotic reasons. That guy, we have someone that is unpatriotic in government. He's the #1 unpatriotic citizen of Nigeria. What an irony. The most unpatriotic man ruling over a country. He's supposed to be the #1 patriot. Unfortunately, I consider him right now as the least of Nigerian patriots. He does not even have an iota of patriotism in his veins. That man is really out to damage the country. He doesn't care. Of course, apart from his age, he's probably sick, and probably what is still keeping him. Anyway, even though it's money, I still believe it is God that is still keeping him alive, because with your money, if your time don't reach, whether you like it or not, if you like, make you be Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, money can no longer sustain you. I can only sustain you for a while, but not whatever. So I still believe God is the one keeping him alive. Not necessarily his money. Okay, technically it's money, but ultimately it is God. Huh? So that man is just, he's not clueless. He has clue of what to do or on what to do. But he's just not out to do it because he's just an evil man. He's just perpetually evil. I consider him a reprobate. He can never change. He's just doomed to remain an evil man, unfortunately. So sad, so sad. And it's so disgusting again that we have a National Assembly that is the worst. I rate it as the worst National Assembly we've ever had. We always had this issue of National Assembly playing to the gallery of gallery of the president and the executive, but not on this level. This current National Assembly. This is the 5th or the 6th. Is it the 5th or 6th, Barrister? Yeah?
Now this is the 9th.
9th. Can you imagine? We don't how far we have gone, 20-something years now. The 9th National Assembly, for God's sake. The 9th National Assembly is the worst National Assembly we've ever had. They are just a rubber stamp to Tinubu. They are just a yes, sir, to Tinubu. Honestly, it's so unfortunate that we have a National Assembly who does it. What do you expect when we have a Senate president who is under criminal charge? Criminal indictment and charge by the EFCC. What do you expect? That is just the problem. National Assembly, this National Assembly is so repugnant and so irritating, so disgusting. It makes completely useless of what democracy stands for. And this is the reason why, that is one of the reasons why I really, really detest this issue, what they call democracy. Nigeria does not, we are not fit, we are not matured enough for what we call democracy. Honestly, unfortunately, our military that are supposed to be the adults in the room are equally children. Equally children, amassing wealth for themselves. They have made them so useless to the nation that every top military brass now is just all they are after now is just that you can imagine now. The other day, I don't know if you watched that video, that clip, where the Senate failed to actually pass a law to improve the military with equipment, with the right equipment. Did you watch that video?
I did.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what took place there? That in Senate, even the Senate president himself, a corrupt man, a criminal himself, actually was thrown aback by their response. He too was surprised that his colleagues actually turned down the law, a bill to actually improve, to actually stop to actually make the military to do better, to perform, to give account of their stewardship as patriots.
You have to understand. You have to understand that these budgets are not just brought like that. Before a budget where money will be spent comes, particularly big money, remember that you have to lobby the senators and include their share into that portion. So if anything comes in which prior agreement on what they will get has not been built into that, believe me, whether it is even to save Nigeria, is not going to pass. It is not going to pass. They will put it aside until you go back and build their interest into that budget. Then you bring it.
Yeah, but that's the reason why it's supposed to pass, because if their interests have not been built, rather it's the other way around. They have already built their interest in the military budget. Have been built. They have built their interest of the House of National Assembly members before it came to. But my problem is, I don't know if you watch that clip, even the Senator Akpabio himself, the Senate president, was surprised. His countenance gave him away that this was shocking to him.
Is because some people have not look the way the thing happens. If budget comes, assuming a state, for instance, want to borrow money, the Senate has to approve the borrowing. If the 3 senators in that state do not agree, it will not go from the committee to the Senate for approval. It will die there in the committee. It is under their standing rules. So if the budget for the army comes, there is a Senate committee on the army. If you want to do your homework properly, you have to settle them. And if you settle some of them and some did not agree, and they see it on the floor, they are going to make sure it does not go. So go back, if you check well, something or somebody sabotaged that because he felt that his interest was not captured or properly built into the process. If everything is agreed upon, if the process was properly done and everybody's interest was taken, there will be no objection to it. It's as simple as that.
This is